Okay, so the question on the table is, how does a person know what you know, that you know, when you know? Where does it come from? How do you know what you know what you know? That's a great question, and it's got many layers to trying to answer it. But if you have doubt, then you don't know. I mean, it's just that simple. If you need to prove it with some scientific evidence, then you don't know. Because you're trying to rationalize it. You're trying to quantify it. You're trying to qualify knowing. Knowing is a really interesting. It's about being in relationship to everything around you without judgment, without fear. If you have a lot of fear in your body, chances are you're not going to have a good knowing because you haven't faced your fears yet. Most of the people I've ever talked to, and this gets a little confusing, some people call it warrior paradigms, where you're supposed to go face your greatest enemies. Or some say you're supposed to make your enemies your allies, which is all true, but you have to get rid of the fear, because the fear will freeze you. It paralyzes you from having just direct movement. And that will bring all the doubts. It'll bring in all the spirits that want to, participate with doubt, because they have doubt. That's the attraction, is the doubt. They're the ones that are going to ask questions like that. Well, how do you know? Because they're in doubt. They don't trust themselves. But knowing, when you know that you know that you know something, you'll just laugh. Because it's almost cynical to think that you don't know. Because the answer is so clear. It's just a perfect vision. And nobody can really talk you out of it. It doesn't go away. If a person claims they have a knowing and it goes away and doesn't come back, it never was yours. It was a concept. It was something you made up. It wasn't fully integrated into your system. A knowing that is integrated is 360-degree awareness, presence. And I've had this discussion with one of my friends that's in martial arts several times about presence and awareness. If you're in a present place, whether you're in martial arts or you're walking in nature, you're taking in everything around you. You're in a knowing with what is in the moment. A twig may snap off in the distance and you're going to catch it. You may not know that you heard it, but you did, because your attention's going to go over there. You're just that present in the knowing of what's going on. In the science of the renewable wisdom part, which we have kind of three categories. We have science, art, and craft. We have one teaching called movement is truth, or truth gives movement. We try to take our measures of how much movement is happening through our body and noticing when it closed up. The more movement, more truth. More truth, more knowing, basically. But if you're locked up and the movement isn't there and it's only going through the shoulder or going through here, for whatever your beliefs and your issues are, you're not going to have knowing. You're going to have testing things. You're going to always want to be asking questions that test the qualifying data of any scenario. And, an exercise I often would give people that were starting out on the learning about nature, I'd ask them to put on a wild outfit and go out in nature and just walk along and see if they ever feel judged by any of the other first circle. And then when you're done, keep that same outfit on and go down to the mall and walk through there. it's going to feel a lot different, because you're going to be turning your head, looking around to see where that thought is coming from, blah, blah, blah. Why the doubt? Why are you there? Why that person looking at you the way they are? It's just full of doubt. Go back to nature. And you just, at some point, you'll click in and you'll just be part of it, regardless of what you look like, what you're doing, whatever it is. Anyway, that's my piece on knowing. So, I guess look for it out in nature. I hope.